as the channel continues to grow, I'm trying to find new ways to give content to everyone else and do my best to put out the best things to help others as I can. I've found it quite difficult just in terms of time to be able to make super targeted content. Easily, the most requested video on my channel is easily an Alliance War defense placement spreadsheet. And I haven't found the time to do it. It takes like 6-7 hours to do. It's incredibly intensive, and essentially what it has to do is you take this one. This is the second most updated one. I haven't updated the spreadsheet since May of 2022, and the reason why is because if you look at this, for example, Terax, and this is the lower tiered nodes, this is Energize 1 Brute Force. He's really good on this node, right? He's also, one could argue, pretty decent on EMP modification. You know, he's aggressive. Like, you dash back when he's being aggressive, and oh, that's EMP modification. Why is he not listed here? Because comparative to the other people, Terax benefits more from this node than this node. And so even though he's good on both, because of diversity, you want to kind of juxtapose their relative strength. It's a very intensive process. And it takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, compounded with the fact that I'm literally, in theory, trying to give you a competitive advantage. So this takes a ton of time, and I'm happy to do it, but it's just not something that I can find time for in my life as of this moment. I have multiple jobs, and I'm currently in college, and the best usage of my time is to do those jobs. And so I'm coming up with a compromise. I want to be clear. This is not me asking for money. If nobody wants these, that is totally fine. That will not hurt my feelings. It is real life money that I am giving you the chance to open up some content with. What I'm saying is that currently my time frame in terms of being able to make thorough content like that does not allow for me to make a placement guide. These are the bundles, if you will, the memberships that I am going to put forth. The first one is a $3 bundle, and it gives priority reply to comments. This one is more so, and it has the loyalty badges, as you see. This one is more so just like general channel support. But the next two are ones that will provide, tangible is probably not the right word because it's not technically a physical thing, but they will apply they'll give actual things in terms of beyond just priority comments, which admittedly is nice. I'm going to do my best to reply to anything you say, but these will give things you can use, specifically in competitive game modes. So the idea is, for example, for this one, which is $5 a month, it will give you access to an Alliance War Defense tier list. A lot of people like using an Alliance War Defense tier list. A lot of people dislike setting defense. And so this is something that will greatly help your ability to place a defense. I haven't updated this sheet in like almost a year. It's been probably like, almost 9 months, I guess, and maybe 8 months. And so I will make a promise that if 10 people get this, I will make an Alliance War Defense tier list, and those who have the second level subscription will have access to it. Again, this is not me saying I know people want it, now give me money for it. This is me saying people want it, I am unable with my time to make it. If you want it so bad that you will essentially allow me to rationalize not working off my college debt for it, then I'm willing to give it. And so essentially I am offering a exchange in commerce. So that is what this is. And the same for the channel Papa, which is the $15 a month. And that one is definitely a lot more pricey, but it's because it unlocks two things that I think are really cool. Battlegrounds friendlies are cool. But the two things that I think are really cool are these. Personalized Battlegrounds deck making. People are charging $40 to $50 to make a deck for you. I'm asking for $15. And I'm not saying that it's worth it or not worth it. That's for you to decide. I am a free-to-play player, and I'm in the top 100 in the world, so I do think, and I have Alliance War planned in Masters level before, I think I am pretty well equipped to make decks in a talk strategy. But it's also money. So $15 is a pretty solid meal. So if it's between something that you think is worth it or not worth it, you do not have to get it. these are all things I am not asking for your money. I am offering that if this is something that you wish I offered and you're willing to make it feasible for me to do it, given my need to not be in crushing college debt, then that is something that can benefit both of us, and that's something that I'd be really excited to offer. The other thing is an Alliance War planning spreadsheet, and this one is super fun. Here is the rudimentary guide. This is a couple, remember I just said I did Alliance War planning. This is the guide from a couple months ago. But essentially what it is was you would fill out this summoner, and then you'd fill out the defender. Well, no, actually, first you'd fill out the defender. Then you fill out the summoners and the champs to use over time. And basically what it would do, I also had rosters, so this is like a whole bunch of people's rosters that showed up. But this one, you'd have to do. I can't make everyone's rosters for you. What it would do is it would output it like this. Here's an example. And it would create pictures for every person. So I could just send this to Master Josh. Awesome player, by the way. Absolute beast. And then we could take someone like, where is Water? Right? And so I could say, okay, Water, here are the fights you're taking. And so it's pretty standard. Fight, counter, node. Even has the node. These aren't necessarily all updated. They're a couple months old. But then I could just send this. And then also there is a more general aggregate sheet for every single one besides just this one right here that I'm going to update and make sure that one's good as well. But this one will be targeted tier 1 and 2 because a lot of people who aren't tier 1 and 2 don't actually war plan. But this, I think, would be very helpful because a lot of people ask, okay, so how are you putting out these war plans? And it's usually just like a lot of I've seen people, and there's nothing on that, but I've seen people put out war plans via text. Like, they'll say, okay, triple you. You're taking path 2, and then you're taking path 2, and you're going to use Hercules and Torch, and your last teammate's going to be Wags. I want you to take this fight, and then just type it all out. And giant blocks of text can get really confusing. So if you want something that you can literally just look at and reference, all I would do is I just have this. Before I go into a fight, I just glance at it. Okay, I just need to Wags it. Okay, not a big deal. Or let me see if I can grab like a different one. Let's see if I put any notes for Fuse. No. And also, you can also just do select all, and it would show the whole thing, by the way. And so for this note, right, which is for Josh, if you turn on Resonate, then use that to trigger Conflictor, and then you can parry an SP2. That's good to know. I don't have to go check lines, scroll through, okay, which line means which is this fight, is this note for the fight before, for the fight after, and it should, in theory, allow, and I've found that it does, really, really facilitate easy understanding of fight assignments. Here you go. Actually, there's a little typo there. It's supposed to be an apostrophe, but it's fine. And it even says who's giving your Wags for you, but this is stuff that you kind of have to add in. But it allows for every single person to really easily see what they should do, and then easily you can coordinate that way. And you don't have to use the notes that way, but that's how I use them. And it even just this part by itself, right? You have the team and the nodes, the path, the actual node on the node, and then, the fight and the counter. So I think this is a super easy and compact way to send stuff to people, and I think it's a really good placement guide. This is the one thing I've been saying that I don't have the time to make it, and so I'm giving options for you to, if you really want it, to access that and allow me to make that. This is that one thing, this BG attack plan. I already have this. It's not updated, so it would take probably an hour or two to update. This is something I mostly have, and the only reason I haven't given this one out is because it's extremely proprietary. There are not that many people who have war planning spreadsheets that they're giving out. In fact, by that, I'm pretty sure there's no one, and it's a useful tool to be able to have something that basically has a skeleton that you can just send out is very, very potent and actually very, very useful. And so the reason I haven't given this one out is because it is, at least in my opinion, a competitive advantage. So if that's something that y'all want to have access to, and if you believe, as I do, that it is a competitive advantage and that it's worth it to you, then that is something that you can choose to subscribe to. So I just want to summarize this. First and foremost, just thank you all for, I guess, trusting me enough to hold my opinion with any sort of regard. These three offers are things that will enable me to make content that I don't currently have the feasibly time to do. And so that is the reason why I'm putting these out there. If not a single person buys these, that is totally fine, because I'm just asking for an exchange. If you want these, if you think this is worth your money to make something, then by all means, I am more than happy to take that and to make something for you to better allow you to enjoy and succeed in this game. And if you don't want to, and you want to keep on just watching me kill stuff in Battlegrounds and get killed in Battlegrounds, that's totally fine too. That's no skin off my back. I just figured I would offer this because I've had a lot of requests for a lot of these things, and they're just requests that for one reason or another I cannot fulfill. And this is my way of giving y'all the option to take away those barriers of fulfillment. So again, I'm not asking for money. If any of you want to do this, that would be super cool. And if you think this is a worthy transaction, that would be super cool. And if you don't, that is also totally fine. Do not ever feel pressured to spend money on someone on YouTube playing a video game. But if this is something that you want to do, by all means, please go for it. But I just want to reiterate, this is more of an offer. It's kind of like how a lot of people are tutoring nowadays. And so it's similar to that, is kind of how I'm trying to approach it. I'm not asking for funding, and I'm not asking for you to be like, oh, I watch this guy's videos every day, like, I need to give him money. That's not what I'm asking for. I'm essentially just trying to open up another avenue of information that would not be possible to be opened up otherwise, if that makes any sense. And if you think there are probably going to be a couple people who are like going to be in the comments and they're saying that I'm just asking for money, I mean, you're entitled to your own opinion. I genuinely do not think so, and that is not how I'm trying to approach this. But you can take that as you will. It is a free world. Regardless of that, I just wanted to throw these out there. These will be going live within the next week or so, hopefully, if they can go ahead and review these, then I could set them up. But this is more of an idea. Even if they don't review this, I could literally do this manually. I have the facility to do that and the capability to. If this is an idea that y'all like with these general price points, if it was not through YouTube, everything would be cheaper. It'd probably be $2. That one probably still be $5. $2, $5, and like $10, because YouTube does take like a sizable chunk out of a lot of these things. But if that's something that y'all think is a good transaction to make and a good exchange for my time, my knowledge, for y'all's enjoyment of the game, then go ahead and let me know. Let me know if you think it's a good idea. Let me know if you think the price points are too high or too low. If there are any things that you think I could feasibly put inside these member perks that y'all would like to see. And thank you so much for watching. And more than anything, thank you for supporting the channel, even just with you being there and talking to me as I play a video game in front of 20 random strangers. So thank you so much.